What's going on, my aristocrats? You guys are getting a little change in scenery today because I'm back in my room. But today, I want to talk a little bit about the benefits of journaling. So, journaling is actually something that I myself have to work on a little bit more. I have to get on that a little bit more because I know that there's a lot of benefits for it, and I know that I used to do it all the time, and it just used to get so much off my chest and everything. It used to help out a lot. But I feel that journaling is one of like the essential tenets of NoFap, especially if you want to succeed on this journey and everything. You really want to start journaling. So the thing with NoFap is that once you continue with NoFap, once you go a little bit further down the journey, all of these older emotions, all of these older feelings and memories and whatnot start to come slowly up to the surface. And they start to surface, and you start to kind of realize that they've been subconsciously affecting you in some way. Those traumatic experiences, so to speak, or those heartbreaking experiences, and all of the rest of it. But when that happens, and it will, when it happens, you have to journal. Or rather, journaling is one of the best ways to deal with the problem. Because those emotions, they may get you to relapse. You don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. So, the first benefit of journaling is the fact that it gets all of those emotions that have been pent up inside of you that you've been kind of repressing to come out. It gets them out on paper. It gets them like out of your system and everything, and it's kind of like a way of getting those emotions out. Now, another way to do that is also talking to a trusted friend or a therapist or somebody like that. But if you really don't want to do that, I would highly suggest journaling. Because if you don't get that out of your system, those emotions are going to keep affecting you. Those emotions are going to keep influencing your decisions and your beliefs about life. If you believe like, oh, everybody's an asshole, or oh, everybody's out to get me, or oh, everybody's this or everybody's that, you've likely had some experiences in your life that solidified that. But when you start journaling, when you start getting that out on paper, when you start really seeing how you feel and like seeing what you've been feeling this whole time and what's been influencing your decisions this whole time, it really brings a lot to light. It really brings a lot of it out there, and kind of makes you realize something more about yourself. But that's one reason I would really suggest journaling. The second is also because it establishes another healthy daily habit. It establishes something that you can do every single day, or almost every single day if you don't want to do it every day, that can help you along your nofap journey. Just another piece of infrastructure that can help you keep going. Because one thing that I've noticed about nofap is that the more infrastructure, so to say, that you have in place, the easier it is to keep going on your streaks. And by infrastructure, what I mean is like you'll have like the nofap channels that you watch, but I mean outside of that, you could also be in like nofap servers. You could be journaling, you could be doing something else that to influence your journey. And kind of this knowing that like, oh, if you slip up, you'll look bad in the eyes of like whatever, or I don't know how to explain it, but I mean just more actions that solidify what you're doing. And if you take these actions, if you solidify what you're doing, you're going to keep doing it, or you're going to be more inclined to keep doing it, because that infrastructure is already in place. That infrastructure is already a habit. And so the more things that you add to that infrastructure, the better. And journaling is one thing that you can add to that infrastructure. Journaling is a big thing that you can add to that infrastructure. And for that, the reason for that is the third reason. The third reason being that it's a way to keep track of your nofap progress. So, let's say, for example, that you relapse. Let's say that one day you get overcome with emotions, you don't really know where it came from, and you you open up the Pornhub, or you get into your imagination too much, or get into your head too much, and you relapse. Well, one of the ways to get to the bottom of that reason is journaling. Write down in your journal what you feel. Write down in your journal what made you feel that way, what you were feeling at the time, what you think influenced your decision. You can write all of that down. And it won't it may not help you initially, but it could. once you write that down and you see what you were feeling and what you were thinking at that time, it may help you to prevent further relapses. It may help you to realize, like, hold on, at this time of the day, I was thinking like this because I was doing this. Or at this, or whenever I have these thoughts, I'm more prone to relapse. Or whenever I do this particular action, it makes me want to relapse more, or makes me more inclined to relapse. So you see, that's how journaling kind of helps you out a little bit there. It lays a little bit of a foundation, a little bit of a groundwork to say, like, oh, this is the reason why. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm doing that causes me to relapse or want to relapse or have all these temptations to relapse and etc. So, as I said, journaling can be very, very beneficial for you. It's something that I need to work on again as well. I'm going to get back into it with time, I promise. But yeah, speaking of infrastructure to help you along your NoFap journey, the server is up. I mentioned that in the previous video. The link is going to be down below in the description if you want to join the server. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.